for communications, so I need to communicate.
Business communications?
No, just normal
Or just
communications.
normal? Okay.
questions.
I'm sorry.
Questions are at the end. All right, so all of us in here, we like to sing, right? We like to sing a lot, but have you ever sung so much that your voice hurts? You know, and that you feel like you can't have as much healthy production as you like. Well, I had a similar experience when I was 16. I was playing Shrek, as many of you here know, because you're my classmates. I was playing Shrek, but I was also doing another musical and 2 other choirs at the time. And I found, because I wasn't using my voice properly, specifically in breathing, because a lot of singing is breathing, I found that I had a rough time giving my all to any one of the projects I was in. And, you know, that wasn't very good, because the goal of singing is to really create change and create emotion, and you really can't do that if you're not giving it your all. So today I want to go over 3 things, part of my demonstration speech, that prove that, you know, breathing is really essential to good singing. Of course, healthy breathing leads to healthy production. Healthy breathing allows for, you know, a longer term health control, and healthy breathing just leads to a better sound, a better resonance. So the New York Times came out with a study just a few years ago that shows that a lot of opera singers aren't lasting as long as they used to. So as a singer, you typically sing as long as you are sexually mature, right? Because for whatever reason, I can't remember the exact reason, but your voice is tied into your sexual maturity. So for men, they can sing a lot longer than women because they are sexually mature longer, if that makes sense. But they found that a lot of singers' voices were getting tired and breaking, essentially because they were not using proper breath placement. And this made it so that their vocal folds became worn, and it didn't work as well. So part of how to avoid that is better breathing. And they found that the singers who used better breathing and proper breathing techniques were able to last up to a decade longer than their peers. Now, I don't think most of us are going to end up being opera stars, but it still is helpful to use in everyday life. So instead of going to the game and screaming out your vocal folds, you go and you use proper breathing. You can still get as much sound and still have a long-lasting voice. Now, in regards to how it affects resonance, the actual definition of resonance is when is how sound bounces off everything and resonates throughout the room, right? And opera singer Maria Balistreri says that finding your resonance is as simple as sending the sound through your natural resonating chambers, which you can do just by breathing. So I want to have a demonstration here. Dayton, can you come on up?
Sure.
So I want you to sing a quick lick of the national anthem. And the rocket's red glare. Just sing it without breath. Just normally.
Without breath?
Yeah.
So do I breathe first, or do I just...
Well, so you breathe first, but not
Don't
connected
be on
to your
your air.
core. Don't be on your air. Yeah.
Breathe in your chest.
And the rocket's red glare.
Okay, so if we listen to that, the quality has a very, the sound has a very thin quality to it. But now, if we breathe from here, so engage your abs, and the whole time throughout the entire phrase, and let's try it again and see what happens.
And the rocket's red glare.
So if you can tell, the sound is a little less thin and it's more open. That's because it's resonating throughout his nasal cavity and the inside of his face, because when you send up your air, it naturally sends it up through your resonating cavities. Thanks, Dayton. Well, let's give him a hand. So another thing that breathing helps with, not only helping to create a rich resonant sound and also making an excellent way to last longer, it just prevents your voice from being hurt. When you're singing and when you're talking, your vocal folds, they kind of look like this. When you're talking, they are slapping together at thousands of times per second. And when you're singing without proper breath, they slap together really, really hard, and a lot of that can cause abrasions, and they can cause blisters, if you will. And those blisters make it harder for the voice to close, and it kind of has a raspy quality to it. In order to avoid this, using breath smooths it out and makes the contact less abrasive. That's why when you're singing healthily, it feels better than when you're just kind of singing without that support underneath you. Now, I know that, singing with breath often makes singing sometimes not as fun because you have to pay attention to it. But I know that if we sing on top of our breaths, our voices will last longer, our voices will sound better, and we can avoid having some nasty problems in the future. Thank you.